a lot of thoughts that I probably can't share with you right here, right now, but I will tell you that I'm just very disappointed in our efforts. It just seemed like that we didn't give 100%, maybe not even 50%, so I'm not sure what that was, whether they were affected by the lineup change or not, but that should not make any difference. I have no excuse for what happened on the floor today. It was collectively a very poor effort.
Is there any positives you can take away?
Glass half full, right, Mike? I'm not sure. I guess the last 3 minutes we turned it on and we did some things, but that's got to be something that we have to do the entire game. That type of intensity, it didn't matter. It was garbage time, and that's when all of a sudden we decided that we were going to turn it up and press, but we just don't have the bodies to press for 40 minutes like we would like to. If we had a roster of 15, we'd be diamond pressing like we were last year, and that's how we won quite a few games, but I just think that we can't do that and wear ourselves out at this point in time, unfortunately.
Cassie, the starting lineup seems a little bit nervous maybe out there, but is that something that you will look to go to in upcoming games?
You know what? Obviously, we'll have to watch the tape and see what happened, but just that 25 on Eastern's team was just so big and so massive, as well as 32, that I thought that starting 4 guards, it would have really taxed us on the boards, and they just would have been too much for us. But I guess they were too much for us anyway. Just very aggressive, got a ton of rebounds, just putbacks, and they were getting to every loose ball and diving on it, and they really wanted it, and we didn't.
One last question for me. I know with the bench, you're focusing a lot on defense, trying to get the stops, but is there a point where their lack of offensive production kind of becomes a major concern?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So we just, and I know that it's supposed to be the opposite. Your defense is supposed to fuel your offense, but I really feel like we did have a tough time scoring, and they were in a zone, and poor Bridge, she just wasn't hitting her shots today, and we needed other people to be able to step up in that scenario, and they weren't really able to do that. We weren't able to get past those guards at the top and get in the gaps and draw and pitch. They were pretty much staying out on Bridge, and we just need some other people and find other ways to score inside besides the arc.
How have you, I mean, you talk a lot about not having quite the personnel you'd like this year as far as numbers. How have you started to see the team adapt to some of the struggles they faced with that?
Well, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how I don't know if they're here we go again yet. I hope that that's not the case. I would be very excited about only having 7 or 8. I mean, Jane Stoner did a good job. She just earned herself into some minutes tonight. I thought she did a good job. Defense was her issue before. She went out and she really played hard. So that's another kid that we feel like we can throw in the rotation at this point. But I would welcome and embrace being able to play as many minutes as they are. And I think that they're taking it for granted right now. And I hope that I can change that mentality here pretty quick.
With all the minutes everybody's playing, how do you see, especially with some of the younger players, how do you see this helping them down the road this season once conference play starts and into the future beyond that even?
Long term, I think it will be great. They'll get the kinks out now. A lot of times freshmen don't get opportunities until their junior, senior year, so they're getting thrown in there. And that they are making a few freshman mistakes as far as turnovers go, just not adapting to the quickness of the college level, and passes that were there in high school are no longer there. So that's something we need to get back to the basics as far as ball handling and passing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys.
Yeah, thank you.